And we are back from our long vacation for the holidays. I'm grateful to be here. Let me make sure I got this all there. All right. And before we get going, Mr. Harper, you are on music. Mr. Dash, you are on look up stuff. He's also on look up stuff. And then you're on phone duty. And then Idris, you are on backup computer stuff, if that works for you. Um, but I'm on primary lookup stuff with my laptop. Anyway, yeah, let's get back here to this. So, we come back to Drakkenheim. What our characters left off is they had a meeting, the king, to be Donovan, with with the Amethyst Academy and the Silver Order, with his small council of friends present. Donovan has chosen to not fully commit to eliminating delirium, but working to get out of the city and do so in a safe manner. This enraged the Silver Order, who said at the meeting, Theogood Marshall being the representative as the Knight Commander, said that all joint military operations were, for the moment, put on hold. And he stormed out. The Amethyst Academy and Eldrick Runeweaver seemed pleased with the outcome and provided our party with some gifts. Where we pick up from there is
They gave gifts.
they gave Donovan a magical hand crossbow that turns into a
That's
mini
right.
ballista.
That's right.
Yep.
My bad.
No, you're good. With that said, we are going to pick up. This is so 2 days after this interaction. So there's a day of rest. We're picking it up in the mid morning of the day to follow that day of rest. All party members are at the garrison. They're not together, and I will get into those split scenes in a moment. But I just realized I did not do our usual introduction. So starting from my left to my right and going to man on my Discord, please introduce yourself, starting with
Donovan von Kessel, the swashbuckler rogue.
Dash, the Gloomstalker Ranger / Rogue.
Right.
Felix Harper, the Apparent Mind Sorcerer.
And me and my Discord.
And Idris Ironwood, the Echo Knight, Life Domain Cleric.
Nice. All right. Where we are going to start this off at is Idris, you are in the courtyard of the garrison. It is a beautiful day as far as beautiful days go in the instance of Drakkenheim, and you are walking with Flamekeeper Hannah throughout the courtyard. She had, request to come speak with you about your recent development in your clerical powers, and you guys are going to pick up kind of starting that conversation. So, if we go from there, I'm going to act as Flamekeeper Hannah, and so, Idris, thank you so much for letting me come and visit you at the garrison. I hope that you have been well in these troubling days.
By the light of the flame, Flamekeeper Hannah, I'm well in health, but there's a bit of a raging flame, it feels like, inside me.
I have no doubt that you have many questions, as do I, pertaining to these new abilities and powers you seem to have been granted by the flame. Have you come to any conclusions on your own as to why or how these powers would have been gifted?
Well, the light of the flame illuminates certain ideals in my mind. Just thinking logically, I have tried to live my life in the light of the flame and to help as many as I can. But if that's reason enough, or if there's something greater lying for me, you know what I mean, beyond the bounds, of what I know. That's yet to be seen.
Mm. Mm. So the future is always troubling. Maybe not troubling, but something that we wish to know. I have spoken to some of the priests and priestesses in the hierarchy of the flame, and they have come to me with some solutions for you, as we wish to not only aid you as a friend, but maybe secure your allegiance for future endeavors. Um, I don't mean that as to say that you should betray your friends that you've made in Drakkenheim, but we would like to form a treaty of some sort with you, as you clearly have been picked to do great things, and we believe that you are a man of honor and class. What I would like to present to you is something that we think would help not only you, but your friends. There are a couple of things you could do to discover more about these gifts and these powers. The first option would be this. Would be to go to Saint Vitruvio's chapel in the city of Drakkenheim, or Saint Selena's monastery, that's also here in the city, and perform a ritual of prayer and seek guidance from the flame in those holy sites. We believe that doing so, and then after doing so at both of those, performing the final ritual at Castle Draken, the chapel in Castle Draken itself, will bring you supreme guidance and knowledge from the flame, as you are obviously chosen among his favored. The problem with that is this. One, no one's been inside Castle Draken since the fall, and it has elaborate magical and non-magical defenses against any who dare to try to enter, who do not have control through the seals of Drakkenheim. The other problem is that Saint Vitruvio's chapel is reportedly manned, and heavily manned, by those dastardly gnolls and the Lord of the Feast. Getting into St. Vitruvio's chapel would be quite the task. I don't know if you'd be able to get out with your life. Furthermore, St. Selena's monastery is under the control of Lucretia Matthias and her cronies. I don't, indeed, brother, indeed. I don't know what they would do if you went to cast a religious ritual there. They may see you as a falling, sacred flame member, as a heathen, then behead you on the spot. The last option that I think could help you and your party is at King's Gate. We, through our sources, she says slyly, we have heard that there are magical webs surrounding the gate itself. That if you look into these webs, a mirror image of your future will shine back at you. This may help you understand why you have been given the gifts that you have and what your future holds. Now, you know, King's Gate is not well explored by the known factions, and that getting there and staying and being there is a perilous endeavor. But it seems to be, at least from the information we have, the clearest option to help you get a grasp on these new powers. What say you, Sir Idris?
Wow, Hannah. You know, they say in the scripture that if you find yourself surrounded by darkness and uncertainty, that if you look hard enough, you can find a path illuminated by the light of the flame. And it seems that that this will help me find that path now and maybe walk it as faithfully as I can. Um, I'm pretty sure that. Geez, this Lucretia Mathias is a real concerning character. We had a meeting with her, and basically under the threat of our lives, she negotiated with us. She seems to deal a little bit more heavy-handedly than I guess I would assume for someone who plays up the nice religious old lady. So I'm definitely interested in St. Selena's monastery. It seems fortuitous that a potential advancement in the flame could find me in her line of sight again. So I take that one cautiously, but these knolls and this gate sound like perfect opportunities to find out a bit more. And there's so much with this power that I don't understand yet, and I can feel it underneath the surface. My prayers and assisting others really help me to feel like I'm maintaining some sort of balance inside, but I can feel that there needs to be some more understanding here. I need to make some more strides to figuring things out. So I'll definitely search those down and thank you again for coming all this way to provide me with this guidance. I don't know what I'd do without a wise shoulder to lean on.
Mm. She reaches out her hand and is handing you a coin. Do you take it?
Yeah, kind of inquisitively, I reach out and I say, "What's this, sister?"
This, Sir Idris, is a coin that was one of the last offerings given in St. Brenna's chapel box. We believe it to have powers of fortune, and we give it to you as a show of a good faith, and that you may seek the flames protection and guidance on these endeavors. If I was you, Sir Idris, I would look at King's Gate first before going into the hornet's nest that is Lucretia Mathias, as you said, in the death trap that is the Knolls, led by their grisly, demonic leader. But no matter what you decide to do, let this coin give you some assurance that you are always protected. Do you take it?
Yes, I do. Graciously.
This is a homebrew, a coin of fortune. Okay. As long as this coin is on your person, once a day, you can re-roll any nat one.
Sweet.
Mm-hmm. Once a day.
Yeah, like kind of luck light.
Luck light, yeah.
Yep. So she says, "I will let you." Not death. Nothing ever goes to death saves. Death saves are strictly death saves.
Any nat one?
No, any nat one.
Sorry, I'll put it in parentheses. I have that on my other one as well. I have it set to not work for death saves and all that stuff.
Gotcha. Thank you. By the way, let me do an inspiration dice count real quick because I know that I've been handing them out and you guys haven't really used them. Idris, how many inspiration dice do you have?
0.
Okay. Donovan?
1.
1, 0. Okay. I thought you guys had more.
Took my away.
Yeah, and again on the inspiration dice, you can always you can only use them one time to reroll, so you can't just have like 3 and then be like, oh shit, I can't pass, so I'm just gonna that's not how it works.
And that's any D20 but
death
death save.
But death
Yep.
save. Yep.
Everything is but death saves.
Yep. Death saves are left to the gods.
And we do meat grinder.
Oh, yes, you do. All right. With that said, Idris, Flamekeeper Hannah says, with that, sir, I will take my leave, and I will return to the chapel in Emberwood where I belong to serve the sick and the poor. If you ever need anything... Oh, go ahead.
Before you leave, Hannah, please. I do, actually. I've been working with a group of gentlemen. While not directly affiliated with the Flame in any way, I try to spark the idea of healing in others as best as I can. There's no shortage of need for a good done in the world right now. I have about 6 people that I've been doing some training with in the art of healing. Not necessarily magical, but I'd love to have them come by and maybe help out as some part of furthering their knowledge and their good deeds. I feel like sort of walking that line of making sure that you have to take care of people can push you to do better and do more.
Send them
Basically,
by...
I'm just asking if they could come by, and help out.
Yeah, she says, send them by any time that you wish. A friend of Sir Idris Ironwood is always a friend of the Sacred Flame.
You'll know them as members of the Order of the Healing Blade. Is how they'll address and mark themselves.
I shall keep my candles lit in angst of their arrival.
All right. Well, thank you, and good luck to you in your day's endeavors.
And she departs. Cutscene. We go over to Dash. Dash. You are, because you prefer Drudge's old apartment up as opposed to Lord Commander's apartment, correct? Correct. You are sitting amongst a pile of paperwork at the head of Drudge's old table with Elias Drexel to your right-hand side. And actually, before I say this, Idris, do you go to find Donovan and the rest of your crew to relay Hannah's information?
Yeah, to basically just tell them what's going on with me, essentially. Just fill everybody in, like I did get magical and shit, but it's not really. I don't know what's going on there. So I give them the whole rundown, let them know.
Excellent. Okay, cutscene to Dash. Dash, you are sitting amongst a pile of paperwork with Elias Drexel to your right. And he is going over inventory reports, statements of finances, supplies, recruitment reports from around the city. And you're sitting at the table in Drudge's old apartments, and he looks at you and goes, you probably didn't think about all of the fun you would have as Lord Commander, did you, sir?
I'm actually intrigued to learn more of the details of the inner workings of the garrison.
Oh, well, you, as a knack for combat and a knack for books, you will be, and the steady temper that you have, you will be in a good leader indeed, a good Lord Commander. He says, let me make things somewhat simple, though, for the sake of conversation. Things are going well. He says, our coffers are as full as they've ever been from our contract with the Smithy on the Scar. We have 6,000. We just got another shipment of gold this week from our protection price from the smithy. As you remember, that's 1,500 gold pieces a week. Yeah, 1,500. Yep, 1,500. We are up to a total net of 5,500 gold pieces in our coffers. Supplies are good. We've been able to spend. We would have more money, but of course we must buy food, and I have, with these extra supplies, taken some luxuries. We are no longer handing the men day-old bread and last week's apples. We are giving them more fresh food and supplies, more warm blankets, fresh changes of socks. The men so desperately talk about. And my advice, if you would so receive it, Lord Commander, would be, I think with the funds the way they are, it would be to expand. If we can't find a way to store men in the city of Drakkenheim itself, my advice, Lord Commander, would be that we maybe do something along the lines of what the Silver Order did in Camp Dawn, and make some sort of fortress or fort to where we could, that's close by, but outside of the haze, where we could rotate men in and out and really pick up our recruiting. I have sent Captain Ansel to the smithy to oversee the troops that will be rotating in and out for the next week. The only thing that really concerns me is that the last few days our scouts have reported increased and abnormal monster activity throughout the city. Something has appeared to have disturbed them, and they're moving in different times than we've previously reported, and they seem to be more agitated and even fearful. I will tell you this as I would feel I'd be neglecting my duty if I did not.
Have we had any reports about the Queensmen? Have we had any sightings of them?
We have been using enhanced interrogation techniques on Rottooth, and we have been in the dungeon. He has spilled the beans about something called the Queen of Thieves Court, or the Court of Thieves. I do not believe, Your Great or Lord Commander, that he has any knowledge of where the actual location where that is. I personally went and visited him myself, and I believe he is a man who knows some, but not much. Otherwise, the streets have been fairly empty outside of a couple scuffles. And the Queensmen themselves have been eerily quiet. Would you like us to pick up our search mission?
I don't want to waste resources doing that, as we're struggling to accommodate our new recruits, so we probably need to focus on that instead. I think we instead need to start scouting for a secondary location that we can start housing troops. Either, like you said, find our own Camp Dawn, or if it's possible that we could find some kind of a garrison near one of the other two gates that we're interested in taking. Maybe if we can find similar accommodations to what we have here, something below ground that we can use. I don't know if you've looked into that before. Or we could also dig.
I will relay that to the men, Lord Commander, that priority number one we'll be finding new accommodations to expand our troops numbers and to be able to station more men conveniently. Oh yeah. Let me see. I'm pulling up the map here.
Say, what if we dig? I'm not in this scene, but
Right.
what if we dig below the clock tower and all that extra dirt we build
Let me rotate it.
like a defensive wall?
I mean, if we're just doing a little chat, we could also be in the air. We could build atop the clock tower.
We could.
Where do you want to go down to?
So we're currently at gate 5, right?
You are currently, yes, gate 5.
And 9 is our camp.
9 is the garrison. Yep. That's College Gate. And where the Flamekeeper was telling about visions of the future
It's
was
King's Gate number 2,
number
right?
2. Yep.
That's the one I thought maybe the Queensmen had, but maybe something else has it. But I don't know that information yet.
Mm.
The clock tower is 12.
Yes.
Yes. Let me double check.
That's a good staging point if we do want to go
Let me double check that
to
real quick.
gate 2.
Cosmological clock tower.
Yeah.
Yep. That is 12. So yeah, you're able to fit half a dozen troops up there.
That's what I'm thinking. We dig.
Tight.
Yeah.
A whole bunch. A whole half dozen. Just one
I
or
mean,
two or
Because we
30
have
of
to.
those, and
How high do we have to go to be above the haze?
Over 100 feet. I think it's over 100 feet.
100 and some, whatever it is. I think it'd be more feasible to go down. How
If you're
far?
150 feet, you're definitely above the haze in the air.
And how far do we have to go down?
I'm sorry, I know this. Give me a second. Where they dug down into the growth, that's over 100 feet into the ground as well. So it's got to be 100 feet up.
The
or 100
garrison
feet,
goes 100 feet into the
down.
ground.
Yep.
Oh shit, maybe it would be more feasible to go up then. I thought it was only like 20, 30 feet in the ground, like a basement.
Let
you know?
me double check that. I don't know that right off the top of my head, but I believe it's 100 feet either
honestly,
direction.
building outside the haze would probably be faster.
Yeah, at that
if we're-
point.
if we're
I was thinking, yeah, if it was only 20 or 30 feet, then we just dig like a big
Right.
basement and reinforce it underneath the clock
Nope.
tower. But
Hold on.
So this garrison, this is pre-established garrison prior to the fall of Drakkenheim, right?
Yes, this is the main place we kept our troops.
Did we have any other garrison around?
No, this was the main. This was built right when the Von Drakens first established Drakkenheim, who were later overthrown by the Von Kessels. They erected the garrison here. Why? I do not know.
I'm trying to think of other areas around the city that might have deep underground places that, like, so that we can escape the haze. Is
We
there
know-
any-
Temple Gate
Capital?
would have, being the main fortress, the main gate of entry, would have some men to station.
Temple Gate?
Temple Gate, which is where that's where the knolls are.
The feast, Lord of Feast.
That's where the reported Lord of the Feast is from all current reports.
we went to a chapel too. I know I'm not in this scene.
Yeah,
There's
St. Brenna's Chapel.
Yeah.
Okay.
I hate to interrupt. Could you share the map screen on Discord?
No! Yeah, of course. Of course.
I'm sorry.
No, you're good. Oh. I think I shared the wrong one. Can you
You
see
should just
them?
do your screen.
Why am I fucking this up? Hold on. We got Discord. So share screen. Okay.
I think you just gotta click share. And then...
Map of Drakkenheim. Can you see it now?
One moment.
Take it down. And then everybody just let's like. So I'm gonna do a cutscene with all of you. I
Yeah,
just did
sorry.
Idris. No, you're good. Dash.
Okay. Let me get with our future king, as well as my group, and we'll work together to try to come up with a plan. And we'll see about where we should send scouts. But you say Temple Gate may have potential places for us to garrison a little nearby.
Temple Gate, and your keenness is right. All the gates may still have places that we can stash men outside of the effect of the haze.
So we have people at our current gate here too.
In Gate 5,
Okay.
in Shepherd's Gate.
About how many men can we normally station at each gate that can rest outside of the haze?
So outside of the haze, the problem is that 15 years of the impact of the meteor, and then the incessant neglect of years that followed, monsters inhabiting, no maintenance. The area where we would station men below the ground, a lot of it had been caved in, or is not inhabitable for various reasons. At Shepherd's Gate right now, we don't have the ability to stage men outside or below the effects of the haze, but that doesn't mean the other gates are in that condition. They may be. They may still have some areas that you can rest men at Shepherd's Gate. It's just not outside of the effects of the haze.
Gotcha. My original plan was for us to take Gate 1 and maybe work with the Amethyst Academy to cohabitate at that gate. That would put them near their tower and the Queen's Park for research.
Oh, you're right. Sorry, Lord Commander.
Also, in private settings, don't call me Lord Commander. It's just odd coming from you, Drexel. Just
all
refer
right.
to me as Dash.
Of course, Lord Commander. I mean, Dash. I did send half a dozen men to secure the Eldridge Lilies at Queen's Park Garden.
Okay, and we have confirmation that we were able to secure that?
That is correct.
Awesome.
They are
That
bringing
sounds good.
in, they are not touching it directly, and they are starting to bring in small wagons of Eldridge Lilies.
Okay. We'll probably need to get with the Amethyst Academy to see about doing research on that, because I don't think we have the resources to complete that, at least not efficiently. I feel like it'll be a lot of waste of lilies if we try to do it ourselves.
Indeed. All good.
And then as for Temple Gate, that was one I originally wanted to work together to cohabitate with the Silver Order, but we're not on the best of terms right now. So I'll try to continue working on our relationship there.
Agreed.
Beyond that, I know there was like an underground area in Queen's Park, near Queen's Park Garden. I don't know if we may be able to venture into that to see if that may be something we can make into a base, but it was also a collapsed tunnel. And then there was also the rumored old smugglers' tunnels that went under the market, that went from the market to, what was that tavern? To the east of the city.
Black Ivory Inn.
Black Ivory Inn.
Yep.
Don't know exactly where that led out, though.
We shall send men to these locations to see what they can uncover.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, cutscene to Donovan. Donovan, you are sitting outside in the courtyard, and Idris, you do have your splint armor now. I forgot that part of our. You are equipped with the splint armor officially. You're kind of walking around in it while you talk to Hannah, and you've adjusting to it. You're kind of stretching. Oh, you didn't take it, did you? Those turning sleeve.
No.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Yeah.
So
since I lose the finesse property.
Right. You said not to. You are out in the courtyard, laying in a hammock, and you are thinking about all the things that have transpired here in these short few weeks, over a month, coming up on 2 months-ish, and what you plan to do. We've focused a lot on your character so far, so I don't have like a big cutscene for you. But is there anything that you maybe want to say that's mulling around in Donovan's head, or and maybe he's just taking a morning to relax?
Yeah, I really don't have anything.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just relaxing.
Okay. Gotcha. As you relax, you catch the breeze and the sun that kind of cuts through the hazy streets of Drakkenheim. We cutscene.
You also told me to remind you we need to talk to River. I don't know if that was in one of these.
Perfect. Thank you. That's why I texted you to remind me. As you lay in the hammock, we do not cutscene. Quite right. You hear a familiar voice, as it is River shouting, "Your Grace! Your Grace! Are you around?"
I'll get up and shout that I'm over here.
Could you do that in character, please?
I get out of the hammock that I am
Lazily lounging in, and I shout, "I'm over here."
Oh, thank you, Your Grace! She approaches you, and she goes, "I don't mean to disturb your morning. I'm sure you have many things to do, but Eldrick sent, as a show of good faith, he sent me with something for you." And she holds out a necklace. And this necklace has it's like a gold case on it, like a gold locket. And she pushes a button, and out flips in the gold locket a small shard of delirium. Okay? And then she shuts the locket back up. She goes, "He had this made and inscribed with magical runes just for you, Your Grace. He wanted to show you the power that delirium can hold." And she hands it to you. And she goes, "I must be on my way, but if ever you may need it, if the wearer of this necklace so chooses, he can use it to summon a chariot of fire. In this case, purple fire. And it can hold two passengers. And it will go anywhere that in the world that the user may choose, may whisper to the horses that are in a shape of fire, that is not protected by magical means." So that means if this is used in Drakkenheim, you could not leave the city because of the haze. But you could go to somewhere in the city. She says, "But it can only carry 2 passengers maximum." And she says, "And the place that you ask it to go cannot be protected by magical means. Eldrick had heard that you had a knack for getting yourself into trouble. And once you've used it one time, it is no longer good. But put in your scribe book, delirium chariot of transportation." So it's one use. It summons a chariot with horses that are aflame with purple flames, and it will go to one spot you ask it to go, and it will actually trade. It's not like a teleport. It actually goes there, and it can't be protected by magical means. So if you use it in the city, you can't leave the city, and you can only use it one time. Okay.
Wow.
All right.
I'm assuming she explains to me how to use it.
Yes, you summon it. You unclick the lock, and you whisper an incantation.
Okay. All right.
Excellent.
Thank you, River. I'm sure this will
Be of use in our adventures.
Excellent.
Wow.
Now, final cutscene. You, sir, are in the wooden shed that Woody lives in.
Okay.
And you are going over Oscar Yoren's notes. And you've been going over these for almost going on 2 weeks, day and night at this point. Roll me a d6.
6.
You have discovered how to make Aqua Expurgo. You have cracked the code. of how to make
Nice.
Aqua Expurgo. Woody and you guys like go through the notes and you finally like you have that moment like when you do a math equation, you finally get it and you're like explode with excitement.
Everybody high five.
Yeah. But you are positive between you and Woody that you know. Do you go to? I guess what do you do?
I guess I'd want to try it before I started distributing it among like friends.
Sure. If you wanted, I would say you have enough materials available to you, which the two required things you have to have delirium itself
Okay.
and eldritch lilies.
We took a bouquet.
You did. Yep.
How much of a bouquet would like one potion require? You
The
said it was 1 pound of eldritch lilies.
you have enough. The pound is more than enough to make one vial. We'll have to go over the exact ingredients outside.
Right.
But if you wanted to take a vial to see if it works, you could definitely do that.
I think I would make the vial, but I don't want to waste it by like taking it and like, oh, it works, and I just wasted the one that we had. So I think I'm gonna make it and pocket it, and then somebody will be a test dummy next time we venture out into the city.
Okay. Do you go to tell your friends?
I would tentatively tell them like, hey guys, like I think we got it. This is our first working theory. Fingers crossed. We'll try it out. Like
Okay.
not like Eureka, I've done it. Like I'm still a little hesitant until I actually have proof.
Perfect. Why don't we do this? Why don't the four of you? You can have say maybe sent messengers about guys carrying notes or whatnot. Is there a place you guys would like to meet? Whether that be the Lord Commander's chambers.
That's the one that's protected, right?
Yeah, the Lord Commander's chambers, the courtyard.
I would think we'd want to meet in a protected area for all of our important meetings, probably. Personally.
Yeah.
That's a good rule of thumb.
Okay. With that said, you all meet in the Lord Commander's chambers. I'm going to open this up to player talk because none of you were there for all these cutscenes.
Right.
And so, would you mind putting a little background music?
Sure.
I know there's like, I can't think of it, what it's called right now. Not Roll20, but something. Ambiance, there we go. Desktop, something, I can't remember what it's called. But anyway, I'm going to open the scene up. Idris, I'll probably let you lead because we are making a conscientious effort to get into your character's backstory. So, you open the door, Idris. Donovan is there, sitting at the table with Dash. Felix is looking incredibly excited. I don't think I put enough emphasis on how big of discovering how to make Aqua Expurgo by yourself is. And Elias Drexel is there as well, kind of writing notes, taking things down, being kind of the secretary of the meeting. And you walk through the door. What do you say, Idris?
Well, team, I've had a revelation.
And open it up. Go ahead, guys.
Yeah, guys. Flamekeeper Hannah just helped me out a bunch. I just went and had a talk with her about, just all the new magicalness and kind of what's been going on with that. It's a pretty weird time for me, you know what I mean? I've just got like things happening that I can't quite explain, but it seems like I've been chosen for some sacred choosery. And so I gotta figure that out, and then I guess I begin to go into the specifics about the goals that I've set for myself now. Mentioning specifically that it seems like maybe the gate lines up with our previous goals, and talking about clearing that out for more men for the lanterns and shit. So seems like two birds with one flame, if you ask me.
The King's Gate that's on the other side with the magical webs.
Oh, that's on the other side? I'm tripping.
It is. So the one with the trolls is it's been
Is number one?
Is number one. Yep, and then
Okay.
King's Gate is number two. But just to reiterate, Planeskeeper Hannah said it's been reported by adventurers that this gate is encased with magical webbing that whoever looks upon it and lives to tell the tale has seen outcomes of their future and what the future holds for them. So,
Yeah, so I'm basically thinking I could get in here and see the future and probably figure out what's going on with like what I'm supposed to be doing with these magical powers. It feels crazy though. I don't know if anybody else has ever like become divinely empowered, but it's like there's just a flame just like in my skin and making me want to like help people. Crazy.
I love it.
I'm kind of like I'm excited. I'm in this state of like being excited, but also just like I seem like I'm juiced. You know what I mean? Like there's I need to go like blast some spells off or some shit. I've just got like energy flowing through my veins. There's even like a slight shine to my skin and my eyes, and seems like it's just like I'm bursting with energy. I actually summoned Cornelius just to just like have him be there.
So this
And I'm just like,
Number one is one of the number one gate is one of the sites.
yeah,
that he
so
needs
number
to go
one
to,
is where
right?
that's the one that's controlled by the trolls, by Troll King Zagoth.
and number two was King's Gate.
And number two is King's Gate, where it sounds like you may be able to see your futures.
How many sites?
Maybe
Are
we
there?
just start knocking gates off.
I'm sorry.
How many sites are there? He's
Three.
talking
Those
about wanting
two-
to go to these sites.
Oh, the sites, yeah. So the sites
three.
are the chapels themselves. So he needs to that she said he'll need to perform rituals at to seek the god's voice, right?
I know.
That's just to
I
see.
could go through that in character. I guess I just wasn't trying to weigh you guys down since like
Oh.
in meta we all actually heard it, but I can run back through that if you want in character.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm down if you want to. Yeah.
Cool, yeah. So I guess I imagine you asked that, and I'm just like, yeah, I've got to pretty much visit 3 monasteries. The last one being in Castle Draken. So you know, if we don't die on the way there, I might be able to figure something out. But Saint Vitruvio's Cathedral and Saint what was I can't remember the middle one. I'm sorry.
Saint
Brenna?
Selena's monastery. Yep.
And Saint Selena's monastery, which is held by that incorrigible Lucretia Matthias. So there's definitely some dangerous places that I've got to visit to do these sort of prayer rituals to kind of determine what my purpose is and what the flame is trying to show me. But I think it's definitely what I need to do. I've been given my power for a reason, and by the light of the flame, I'm gonna figure it out.
And where are these located exactly? These sites? One's in Castle Draken.
Yes. Let me go here. Just let me double check. Saint Vitruvio is number 11. Okay. This is reportedly controlled by the Gnolls and the Lord of the Feast. Reportedly, the Lord of the Feast is there. 13. No, I don't think it's right.
Was Lord of the Feast the one that was supposedly controlling Gate 4?
Yes.
Okay.
And then 13 is Saint Selena's Monastery, which is reportedly, again, you're going off. This isn't like Google, right? This is all word of mouth scouting reports.
Controlled by the Fallen Fire.
Yeah, by
Which
Lucretia
would make
Matthias.
sense given that they have control of that gate. Nearby.
Exactly.
And then the last one's Castle Draken. Gotcha.
Yeah, Castle Draken is way up here. It's the deepest part of, well, not the deepest part of the haze, actually. That's the meteor, but it is got a lot going on. And you guys can go to Castle
It's an
Draken if
area
you
of
want.
pain.
I mean, probably not going to live, but you can go there.
I would say we could go to St.
What do I
Petruvio.
keep saying? Heroes never die.
Heroes never die. So, again, if I just reiterate the reports, the gnolls are heavily encamped there. Like, there are reportedly hundreds.
Brunches of gnolls.
Bunches of gnolls.
At
So,
at St. Petruvio's or the gate?
well, both. Both.
Okay, the gate.
Yeah, so 4 and 11 are reportedly encamped by hundreds of gnolls.
Hundreds of gnolls.
That makes sense. They've got a clear road to get there.
Exactly.
I think I've got 7. I could take 7 gnolls.
Mhm.
Y'all got the others?
Oh, what do you
Oh
got?
yeah, I've got no. I take down nose in my sleep.
So,
I mean, we could take a detachment. Those Spartan guys, Sergeant Green and them, with us too. I don't know, maybe start at the gate, clear that, and then we could work in like a pincer movement.
Elias Drexel steps in. And he goes, I commend your bravery, your grace. But I would want to advise you strongly that not only do the gnolls have control of St. Petruvio's monastery and the gate, but they have control of their defenses. Ballistas, iron gates, other magical means. You see, there are gargoyle statues that sit above each gate. And they're there in the times when Drakkenheim was proper, that if anyone tried to go above the gates or above the city walls or tried to scale or go above the city walls in that manner, the gargoyles would come alive and attack them. They're there at Shepherd's Gate as well. But if you have a seal of Drakkenheim, you are in the presence when one of these things takes place, the gargoyles will not attack. This leads me to believe that the Lord of the Feast is more powerful than we originally thought. Because if those gargoyles have not attacked his men, then that means he too must have a seal of Drakkenheim.
That dirty dog.
We need that.
Your grace, if I may. While those soldiers are incredibly well trained and well armored, 12 of them and your party would not be enough to wipe out a better part of 500 gnolls. You would be dog food.
I see.
What's our next move then, guys?
I think it's quite clear.
You thinking King's Gate, Sir Idris?
No, that's number 2, right?
Correct.
I do think while it's important for me to figure out my destiny, I think that the priority here is the foundation of the lanterns, and I think we can't forget that right now. I think that the light of the flame will guide us, but I think we need to rule out whether or not Gate 1 has the requisite certifications for other men. I think that's our first move right now.
He goes, okay. I see your stance. He goes, if that's what you wish to do, then I will, of course, bow out. I just know that we have good control of this side, but I do get the Lord Commander's. I do as well get the Lord Commander's wanting to take that gate. If that's what you wish, it's just after hearing your tale of seeing the future at King's Gate, I know that having such knowledge in our back pocket might be beneficial. If not,
That's true as well. I guess multiple people can see the future. I just
no,
I
no,
don't
no.
know. My concern is that either gate, I'd love for us to make sure that we house these men. That's all I'm saying. So we can. I would love to see into the future as well. Like I leave it up to the party. What do you guys think? I just wanted to give my piece on it.
Well, I was just wondering, did the gods foresee us heading to King's Gate last night when they were getting ready?
The gods may have spent a large portion of their game plan last night putting together the future of
King's Gate.
No, if you no. I don't want to railroad you guys. If you guys want to go to one, I definitely can do that. I just need a moment to put together a little bit of.
I say King's Gate sounds
really
good.
Don't want to screw it. I guess I'm just trying to be true to Idris, and he's not like a very selfish person, so it's hard for me to kind of like double down and focus on. You know what I mean? Like
It sounds like you have destiny calling there.
Yeah,
Okay.
no. I just go
All
ahead.
right, we have scouts observing Gate 1, right? Trying to figure out when is a good time to attack it later.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then I will direct us to Gate 2 because I'm also interested in going back to eventually that tavern to see if I can find where it in the marketplace leads to this old smuggler tunnels. And going to Gate 2 would take us closer to that, right? Because that's 17.
Correct. Yep.
Oh, guys, by the way, and I take out the Aqua Spurgo vial and I sit it on the table and I say, I think I did it.
You think?
I think I did it. I think this is Aqua Expurgo. This one right here. I point at it.
Shrexel goes, that is simply amazing, Felix. You are truly a master of your craft. You think you'd be able to produce these in mass for my men?
I don't know. Do you want to try it first?
He goes, if the Lord Commander in His grace wishes, I will be, of course, the first subject.
I hold it up and I say, I think it's right. I think it's good. We're going to try it. We'll try it today. I'll take it. Unless somebody else wants it.
I walk up and pat you on the back, and I'm just like, by the flames burning brilliance. What a mind you've got on you, and I just give you like a strong, like that big guy who's always patting people just a little bit too hard, but like with a giant smile on my face.
Oh, thank you. Yes, we need more lilies though, and more delirium, which I know kind of goes against the Knight Commander's thing.
Elias says, what the Knight Commander does not know will not hurt him.
On the sly delirium.
Maybe we just keep these resources and how we're gathering them to ourselves.
That works for me. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
And if we need to divulge, it's easier to beg for forgiveness than ask for permission in this instance.
Clearly he's pissed off, so we're letting him cool down.
I have known the Knight Commander for several decades now. Multiple wars. Have fought with him, have fought against him.
Wow, you're really old.
I am very old. I feel that in my bones. The Knight Commander has a temper. He's a good man and an excellent warrior and an exceptional leader of men. He will cool off and see that it does not behoove him or the Silver Order to let His Highness strictly be subject to the whims and suggestions of the Academy.
Dirty mages.
Yes. He looks at you and says, no offense, Felix, you have been a great asset to this party.
None taken. If you could, I turn to Drexel since I'm already talking to him. If you can get with Woody, he knows what we need to start making these a more regular thing.
Absolutely, because right away I will, and we're going to take a break here before we start our adventure, but right away he says, I will go meet with Woody personally and see what he needs. I will send men to get more materials. I will also send men to scout out Queen's Park Garden for the space below the college gate to see what we may be running into. And what was the other one you wanted? Was there another area you wanted?
1 and 4 are the two that I'm interested in, and then also like a place for us to camp. So.
Oh yeah, and then we will look for a suitable place outside of the city to maybe establish a small fort.
Because the gate is where the haze is, right? Or does it go outside the gate?
The haze goes all the way up to the outskirts here, but it's just
Okay.
really thin.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So there's nowhere within the city limits around that you could really camp, right? It has-
Not in the city limits proper.
Gotcha.
Okay. With that said, gentlemen, we will start with the adventure of you guys going out to King's Gate. Let's all take a pause for station identification.